Hey everyone, I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. My name is Gautam and I am back with another exciting video. Now before we jump into today's video, I want to ask something. Do you guys have a pet? Maybe a dog or a cat, or for some enthusiasts, a snake or a crocodile? I'm just kidding. If not, trust me, after watching today's video, you'll definitely want one. Now I have a dog at home, and from my personal experience, it's kind of a mixed feeling. It's actually hell and heaven at the same time. For example, if your dog is creating a mess, jumping from one sofa to another, it's actually hell. But at the same time, when you come home tired and you see your dog licking your face, getting all jumpy around you, wagging its tail, and you can actually see in their eyes, they are genuinely happy to see you. It actually feels like heaven. And I'm pretty sure that at some point in your life, you might have asked your parents, like, Mom, can I please get a dog? And she might have said no. Or she might have given you a dramatic response, like, either I will stay in this house or the dog will. Or this is a funny one. She might have said, we already have you, dear. Why do we really need a dog? And this is generally how the Indian mom-child discussion goes over a pet. Well, not everyone is able to get a pet for their homes, no matter how hard you try. But don't worry about it. You don't need to feel disheartened. And I'll tell you why. Because you and me, we are makers. And whenever a maker finds a problem, they don't get disheartened. We build a solution. So I thought, why not we create our own pet? I know it sounds crazy, but just think about it for a moment. How about we make our own robotic dog that acts like a real pet? One that gets excited, wiggles its tail whenever it sees you, and at the same time it gets a little bit sad if it's not able to find its owner. Sounds cute, right? So let me show you my latest creation, the dogbot. Alright guys, so this is the cute dogbot that I was talking about. And it's made using two important things. One, of course, the Avishkaar ER series kit, and the second required the sacrifice of my beautiful soft toy. If this dogbot is able to recognize its owner, it's gonna move forward and it will wiggle its tail. But if it's not able to recognize its owner, then it's gonna take a step back and this tail will come down. Amazing, right? And the most beautiful part about this dogbot, and it's for those who are afraid of dogs, you can actually pet it as well. Cute, right? Alright guys, let's see the project output in action. But first, we need to make sure that the dogbot is connected with this program. So for that, we have two options here. One is the USB connect and the other one is the BLE connect. And we are going to prefer the wireless option, which is the BLE connect. So let me click on it. Okay, it's trying to connect with the dogbot, and you can see that it shows that the brain is paired. The next step is very simple. All you have to do is just hit the play button, and the first thing this bot is going to do is recognize its owner, which is me. So you can see that it's moving forward and it's actually wiggling its tail. Isn't it amazing, guys? And let me show not me, which is nothing but Shah Rukh Khan. So let me just put it in front of the camera, and you can see that the dog is moving back and all the motors are stopped. Isn't it amazing, guys? I'm pretty sure that you guys are thinking, how did I even come up with this idea? And how on earth I created this super cute dogbot? So let me walk you through my making journey and I'll show you how did I brought this idea to life. Let's go. So once I have this idea in mind, I started figuring out the key elements which were required to make this project. And the first important element was to make the robotic base of this dogbot. And for that, I used the Avishkaar ER series kit. The second important element was to log into the AMS software and try to reach the camera capture mode of full 2.0 BLE, because that is where we'll make our complete code. The third important step was to train the AI model on two sets of images. First one, me, that is the owner of the dogbot. And the second one, not me, everybody else but the owner. The fourth important element was to test the trained AI algorithm in the code. And this was done by printing the confidence level and the detected AI labels on the console. And finally, the last important component is to write a piece of code in the block-based environment that would do the following. If the AI algorithm is able to recognize the owner, the dogbot should go towards the owner, waggle its tail, and display a smiley face on the LCD attached to the brain. Now, if the AI algorithm is not able to recognize the owner, then the dogbot should go slightly backward, display a sad face on the LCD, and lower its tail. Alright guys, so let's have a look at this beautiful robotic base of the dogbot, and it's essentially a 3-wheel robotic base. So here we have two high-speed motors attached with two big wheels, and we have a caster wheel in front. By making this 3-wheel caster base, we are able to make sure that our dogbot is able to move in all the directions, forward, backward, left and right, and that too without any problems. Next, we need a motor for the tail movement, and that is why we have installed a high torque motor here. If you can get a high speed motor for this, it's amazing. If not, high torque motor would also work. And with this motor, we have a flexi strip here, which is essentially acting like a tail, and it's going to wiggle. Next, we have attached the robotic brain in front using these long screws. And this is essentially acting like the face of the robot. So you can print all the expressions on the LCD. Finally, we have a battery here, which is going to power up the complete robot. If we talk about the connections, the left motor goes to the M3 port, the right motor goes to the M4 port, and this high torque motor, which is the tail motor, goes to the M2 port. Alright guys, so now that we are done with the hardware part, it's time to see how we can log in with the AMS software. And the process is very simple. All you have to do is open your web browser and write www.avishkaar.cc and hit enter. Once the website loads, all you have to do is click on the sign in button, enter your phone number, and click on login with OTP. So this is a pretty straightforward process, and that is why I always prefer to log in with OTP. Now let's see if I've got an OTP or not. Okay, so here it is, 944912, 944912. Let me click on the verify button, and we are logged in with the platform. Next, you have to click on the AMS button, which is in the top right corner. After that, we have to click on AI and machine learning mode, full 2.0 BLE, and the camera capture mode. So guys, we are logged into the platform successfully. Alright guys, so now that you're logged into the AMS platform, it's time to train the AI model on two sets of images, me and not me. And for that, you have to click on configure AI model, go to this images section, please add a name for this model. Let me just write dogbot. Let me click on save, and what should be the name for label 1? It should be me. And let me just create a new label, not me. So this model will be able to understand the difference between me, which is the owner of the dogbot, and not me. Let me click on save. Let me just go to this me section, and you can see that default duration is 6 seconds. Let me just make it 12 in order to make sure that my model gets ample number of samples. So let me just click on start recording button and sit still. Let me just give the view from all the directions so that model isn't confused. Alright, and for not me, what should we do? I have an idea. Let me just open my mobile phone and let me just write SRK, Shah Rukh Khan. Let me just get an amazing image. I think this would work. So I will train the model with SRK images, and for that I'll just click on start recording. So not me is essentially SRK. You can actually add image samples of any personality you want. This is just being done for testing purposes. And now my model has all the sample and it's time to click on train model. Let's do that. Okay, so now the training is in progress. Let's just wait for some time till the model is trained. Alright, so now it shows that model is trained successfully and it's time to test the model. So let's click on test model and you can see that me percentage is 100, and let's see not me percentage, which is essentially SRK, is 100. Okay, so now the model is working fine, but before we jump into further testing, let's just download our model so that we can use it later as well. And for that, all you have to do is just click on this download button. Okay, so now our model is downloaded, and let's just write a small piece of code which would help us to verify if the model is working fine or not. And for that, all you have to do is just go to this control context, take out my program block, take a while loop. Let me just create two variables. One is confidence and the other is detected AI label. Let me just set both the variables as AI label confidence and this detected AI label to the detected AI label. The next step would be to simply print all of this on console using a text block so that we can format it properly. Let me just go to this variable. Let me get the confidence from here. This should go here. And let me just duplicate this. Detected AI confidence with a separator. Let me just introduce a time block as well so that our console isn't flushed. Now let's click on the play button and you can see that 100% it's me. This is working fine. Now let's test on the SRK image as well. So let me just open that and you can see that 100% it's not me. So your trained model is working fine. Amazing guys. Alright, so the final step is to look at the beautiful piece of code that is making this complete project possible. And for that you have to go to this project menu, click on this open and open this dogbot project. But I'm pretty sure that you guys don't have this code, so you don't worry about it. I will share this in the description of this video. So let me just get this complete code in one single view, and here it is. Alright, so let's just try to understand what exactly is happening. So we have a variable named prev label, which is very important if you want to make sure that your dogbot reacts only once. Next, inside a loop, we are continuously checking what is the detected AI label and the confidence level. If the confidence of the detected AI label is greater than 70, then we are checking what is the detected label and what is the previous label. If the detected label is me and the previous label is not me, which means that the bot is able to recognize its owner. And in that case, we'll run this me function. And let's see what this me function does. Basically, it brings the bot forwards for 2 seconds, then it just waits for 1 second, then it runs this tail wiggle function, which is nothing but the left and right movement of the tail motor at small time intervals, and that too in a for loop. And after that, it pauses again for 1 second. And if the bot is not able to recognize the owner, then it runs this not me function, which is essentially backward movement for 2 seconds and then a pause for 1 second. So this is how the complete code works. Isn't it amazing, guys? Alright guys, let's see the project output in action. But first, we need to make sure that the dogbot is connected with this program. So for that, we have two options here. One is the USB connect and the other one is the BLE connect. And we are going to prefer the wireless option, which is the BLE connect. So let me click on it. Okay, it's trying to connect with the dogbot and you can see that it shows that the brain is paired. The next step is very simple. All you have to do is just hit the play button, and the first thing this bot is going to do is recognize its owner, which is me. So you can see that it's moving forward and it's actually wiggling its tail. Isn't it amazing, guys? And let me show not me, which is nothing but Shah Rukh Khan. So let me just put it in front of the camera and you can see that the dog is moving back and all the motors are stopped. Isn't it amazing, guys? So like it said, great project comes with great challenges. And this project also had a couple of interesting challenges. So let's take a walk through them so that you don't get stuck while creating this project. So challenge number 1, tail movement didn't look natural. One of the most difficult tasks of this project was to create a tail movement which looked natural, the wiggling action. I tried moving the motor in left and right direction, but it looked stiff, like a machine and less like a happy dog. So I integrated a for loop and I repeated this left and right movement again and again at smaller intervals of time. It did get better, but I'm still not satisfied with it. And this is where I need your help. So why don't you go after it and try to integrate a different solution and come up with something which is better than this? If you're able to figure it out, post it in the comment box. I will definitely check it out. Challenge number 2, the AI confidence was too low. Even if I stood in front of the camera, sometimes the AI algorithm would recognize me as not the owner, which would make my complete project output go haywire. But the solution was very simple. All I had to do was train my AI algorithm on more images. And for that, I simply changed the duration from 6 seconds to 12 seconds. And after the algorithm had a lot of samples, this problem was completely rectified. Challenge number 3, same actions repeating every time. When I was in front of the camera, the dogbot would repeat its actions again and again. For example, it would come forward, wiggle its tail and display a smiley on the LCD, and then it would do it again and again. This was not the output that I expected. I wanted my bot to do it once. And after a little bit of brainstorming, I found the problem. It was an if condition which simply checked if the detected label is me, do a specific set of actions. So I had to make a change here. Instead of checking what the current label is, I started checking if there is a change in detected label or not. If the current detected label is me and the previous detected label was not me. And by integrating this into the code, I was able to make sure that my dogbot is only reacting once and it felt a little bit more natural. So this was the dogbot, a robot that just doesn't move around, but it actually responds to you. A robot that is able to recognize your face and do a specific set of actions. Cute, emotional and full of personality, right? But this is not the end. I have a challenge for you. Can you integrate the speech recognition part with this project? For example, if you say come here to the microphone, the dogbot should actually come towards you. Sounds interesting, right? If you're able to do this, drop your project in the comment box. I will definitely check it out. Until then, this is your host Gautam signing off. Have a great day ahead. Stay creative. Happy making.